don't know me, I am Dr. Julian Wright. I'm glad to be with you all today. You can clap for me, I don't mind that. I am so grateful to be here once again to celebrate the one and the awesome Dr. Walt Whitman on today. Our wonderful executive producer, and also Mr. Andrew Tyler. You all, let's clap for him. I know it took a lot of work for this film to happen, and I'm 100% in support of it, and I know you all wouldn't be here if you wasn't. So, and I know I see a lot of the Soul Children members when I was watching the video, I saw y'all doing your little movement, so I'm gonna try to get with you just a little bit, okay? But however the case is, I want to start with the number one question that I came up with as we were talking about the history of the Soul Children of Chicago. You know, I want to say started in 1981. And now we are in 2026. Yeah. And so you all, that is over at least 40 years or more of history and love and labor that has been poured into this awesome group that has been internationally around the world. So I want to start and say, what inspired you to do the Soul Children of Chicago?
I was asked to do a choir at the St. John de La Salle Elementary School when I was going there for a music teacher. They wanted me to start a choir. So that's kind of how it started. They wanted a choir for the masses. So I say right now, that's what it turned from a mass to a mass.
Yeah. And then you were out of town actually. I think you learned your influence from your father, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm an Air Force brat. My mom's over there.
Okay. And then you moved to Chicago. And it started with the Soul Children.
I'm born in San Antonio, Texas.
Okay.
And so my mom and my dad was in the Air Force, and so they were in San Antonio, Texas when I was born. And so I'm Air Force brat.
Okay. That's awesome.
A good brat.
Yes. And so now since you started it, what can you say, how do you feel about your impact of the Soul Children of Chicago? When you think about the many years of different things and how do you feel now? Just watching the film, or just watching, it's different when you know your life and people can see what you go through in private and public, but how do you feel just sitting on screen?
It feels like it's a long time. It's been a long time. It's been a journey, and it's a great journey. Of course, you always feel like you want to give up. There's moments when you want to give up. There's moments when you really feel like it's not meaning anything, looking at it. Thank you, Mr. Andrew. But this was his idea, his brainchild. I have never seen this, my first time seeing it today with all of you all. So I think he did a great job. Thank you so much. We got a lot of my alumni in the house too. Alumni, where are you at? Those of y'all that y'all saw yourselves. There they are. I see a lot of them.
That is awesome. So what would you say the hardest thing for you of trying to get the Soul Children of Chicago started? What was the hardest thing for you?
Well, it wasn't a hard thing necessarily in reference to starting because they were already a part of the school. Probably maintaining the choir outside of the school was probably the other piece where we kind of started a culture, and that culture remained because they started out as parents. The parents were a part of the school, and so there was a different type of camaraderie there. And then taking it out of the school, we didn't have that level of camaraderie. You had to work at it, you had to build it. So that was probably the most challenging, is just building the camaraderie of parents who may not have been connected in any kind of way.
Absolutely. Okay, that's very, I love that answer. And we have our executive producer, Mr. Andrew Tyler. Let's clap for him one more time for me, please. Now, what inspired you to come up with this awesome film that we just seen and experienced?
When I was little, I lived across the street from George's Music Room in Roosevelt, Pulaski. And I would always hear, throughout the week, George would always play every kind of song in the world. On Sunday, he would play gospel. And there's certain songs that I remember as a child, but I never knew growing up. And I would hear Darius Brooks, I would hear Dr. Whitman and Soul Children. I mean, all these different groups I just didn't know, because I wasn't living in a saved household, if you will. We went to church, but it wasn't necessarily holy church, you know, what you call it. Yeah. So you Sunday and the rest of the day you doing whatever. But on Sunday, I'll never forget always wanting to, you know, I say train up a child. It always stuck with me. Some type of a gospel, especially hearing the city of Chicago. There's something about the heartbeat of gospel in the city of Chicago. And when I met Walt, I wasn't praying, you know, like praying on Walt, like let me get my hands and claws and that type of thing. Truth is, I didn't know who he was when I met him, and I love the way that he trained our choir at DuPage A&E for ministry. And this was right before the pandemic. So we went to fellowship, we went to do all that, and then we went into a hard pandemic in 2019. So my thing was capture the crumbs, capture the small things. You know, the scripture talks about the dog will eat the crumbs from the master's table, and I always thought about what is it about soul children that makes them so brilliant. And it's really the small things. It's the movements, it's the teaching, it's the training, it's the mindset of the children enduring. And I'm not saying Walt's the taskmaster. That's what I'm saying at all. Right? No, I'm not saying that children. What I am saying is that they have something in them that allows for them to persevere and want to be a soul child. It's not easy to be a soul child. Let me tell you, you say you want to be a soul child, you better be ready to be a soul child.
That's right.
You better be a soul child parent.
That's right.
Because the parents
are here.
Yeah, the parents are here, so I have to vouch for them as well. The parents are just as in it with the children. So I think when I saw that, I said, let me tell the story. I had a teacher tell me one time, she said, tell the story, tell your story now, so that people would understand it. And I wanted to just capture the storyline of the heartbeat of the soul children of Chicago, and that's really what it was. I had been filming all along, and I just been capturing little stuff, and I said, we can turn this into something. We got 17 terabytes of footage. We can make a whole series if we wanted to. We can turn it into a movie, a series, and we can do something weekly. That's how much footage I have. So I think that's what really prompted me. And I called Walt, I said, we got something special. And Walt was like, I'm in rehearsal. I'm busy right now. What you want? I said, no, man, we got something really special. And I think it came across today.
Absolutely.
Are you all in agreement with what he experienced?
That's right.
The movie, this is our first time seeing it. I think that we have something, we just got to tweak it a little bit.
Yeah. And let me say this. The movie is not set in stone. I wanted to actually do surveys today, but I just didn't want you guys, you know, doing your day off, you kicking each other, having a nice time. But I do want to get your feedback. I do want to see what you want in the film, what you might want to take out of the film, and I'm open to it. It's all right. One of the young ladies said, take Donald Trump out. I took him out. I did. I took him out because people don't like Trump that much. But I understand Trump as our president, because Trump always says Chicago is a bad place, right? So I had that in there because technically, is he really lying with some of the stuff that's going on, the team takeovers and all the rest of it? But how do we combat the team takeovers? We do that through Soul Children. So we got to be able to show the good and the bad. We got to be able to show people talking negative and positive. So any kind of commentary that you may have, let me know, and we'll correct it. We'll fix it.
Absolutely. And so I also want to ask, now a lot of us have had the pleasure, I know me, I grew up on Soul Children, amen, with my parents. I grew up in a Christian home.
Yes.
For sure, those who know my background, they were very strict.
And your mom's here.
Both of my parents are here.
Yes.
My parents, Pastor Julia Wright, raise your hand. Dr. Attorney, Pastor Richard Wright is there. And so, and then, you know, I came from a background of broadcasting. Those who knew her mother, the late Mary D, she was an anchor for WGN News, just several other things. But from hearing the music and just of us just being blessed by it, but you had the pleasure to see the behind the scenes work. You've been able to see the discipline, you've been able to see the labor of the sound that we love so much.
Yes.
What would you say that you've learned that you did not know about being around?
That is a great question. Outside of me, I think the temperance